For today's session, we are going to study how to save cached images into the gallery. So we are going to start with 3 plugins. So for today's session, we are going to use 3 plugins. That the first one is the flutter cached images. Is the one which we'll be using to cache the images. So whatever the URL of the images that you load the app is the one which is in charge of caching those images. Another one is it is even the one which is responsible to show the cached images. Another one is called Flutter Cache Manager. Is the one which will provide us the cache resources so that we can get the file to save into the gallery. So after caching the images, we will be able to save it to the gallery or camera roll. So in the beginning, we are going to add those 3 packages. The reason why I'm doing this tutorial is that some people re-download the images that is already cached. So if your image is already cached, it means that it is stored in the file system. So no reason to download it again. If you want to save it into your gallery, you can get it from cache location. So that's what I'm going to show you today. So let's add those 3 packages and continue with our remaining activities. So let's start. So the first package is called Flutter Cache the network image. This is the package that will help us to cache images and show cached images. So we add the first package. So another one will be called Flutter Cache Manager. This is the one that will be helping to get the resources or the paths of the cached files. So this is the one. So we put it. Another one is the package that will be helping to save those files to our gallery or camera roll, so according to what you call it. So this is the one that will be helping us to save either videos or files from to the gallery. So let's add this third package. So for the third package, it will require us to add the permissions. So you add for both iOS and Android, but for us, because we are going to use iOS, let's add it for iOS only. But you keep in mind that if you want this accessibility on Android, you have to add this another permission for Android. As let's only add for iOS because we are going to run on the iOS, but keep in mind that if you want to use for Android, add its permission too. So for us, let's add permission for iOS on because we are going to run on iOS device. So let's copy this permission I have in my sticky notes. So I add it to iOS learner info.py list. So we add this permission to be able to access our gallery. So let's rebuild the whole app to make sure that the packages are synchronized. So while building, you can start writing some few codes here. So while running, we have to add some code. So let's find a random image that will be displaying in there. Let's find some random images on Google that will be displaying into our app. So let's get this image. Let's get like this one. Okay, let's get an image that will be showing in our app. So this will be the app, so that this is not the new URL. Let's wait for the open image in the new tab. So this is the image. Copy image address. So let's add the image address in the app. So here is the image. So we'll be using our cached image library. So we pass our URL. So we have to wait so that it is finished to compile. So you can see that it has finished to compile. So let's refresh the app. So you can see that it has already displayed our cached image. So this image that's loaded via cached network image, it means it doesn't know does the second request. It download the image, it save it somewhere else, we don't know. So our activity is to get this cached network image into our gallery to access this resource. What shall we do to access this cached image? So that's where cache manager comes in, so that we can get this path as resource instead of re-downloading it again when cached network image has already downloaded. So let's add our function here to download this image. Void get image to gallery. So this is our function. So what are we going to do with this function? So we get what we call default cache manager. This is the one will be helping us to get the location of the file. So manager.get get single file. This single file will be passing the same URL. So let's declare this URL as variable. So we'll be using the same URL. So let's copy it. URL, we update it here. So we'll use this URL to download. So get image to gallery. So as you see here, we have to put await, so it will get the file. So if it try to get the file from local file system and it misses the file, it download it again. So when you go to the implementation of this function, you will see the description that it will get the file from the cache and or online. It explains that it depends on the variability and the edge, because this file is expire. Cached file is expire. So if it's expired or never downloaded, it goes online again to get the file and give it to you. So if it's not found in the local file system, it will download it online. So here we have to add a variable var image. So what we are going to do is gallery server dot save image, then we saw image dot path. So and here we'll show a snack bar showing that we have succeeded saving the image. If value equal true, we'll show a snack bar telling the user that the image have been saved. Image saved. Or we can remove this condition and say if value equal to true, image saved. Here we say that failed to save image. So let's do this and see what happens. So we have added this function implementation to this floating action button. So if we click this floating action button, it will try to save this image to the gallery. So let's click and see. So here it says that invalid argument. So it means that what we are passing here is not a valid image. So let's try to see why. Let's print this image path to see if it's a valid path. So it's saying the image is not valid. Probably it's passing the wrong content type. So let's get another kind of image. It's not sending the content type of any image. So let's get another image. So those images, maybe they have problem, even the browser cannot open it. So let's try to find a valid image. I think this image might somehow get valid. So let's change the image to make sure that the image is right. We are going to wait for the image to be cached. So now you can see we have our image. So let's try to save this image so that we can check if that the problem happened was the image which was sending the headers which are not valid. So let's see. So you can see they have asked the permission to access the photos. So because we had the permission in our file called the info.pyrist, so they are asking the permission to access the gallery. So we have to say allow. So you can see that they told us that the image have been saved. It means this image we should have another alternative to save it by downloading it again. That's what we are avoiding. So we should have created an HTTP request, we download this image and you save it to gallery, which is double work, because when using cached images we can get file from cache manager. That's what I want to show you. So let's go to the gallery and see that the image has been saved there. So let's go to the gallery and see. With the gallery, you can see the image have been saved there, and I think that's a good job. This will help people who use cache the images. They will be able to get it without downloading them again. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe and share so that our channel can grow. Thanks.